Cosmic Coffee 4444. Get your favorite coffee mug, put your coffee in it, your tea or chocolate milk, whatever tickles your pickle. We are about to get started. This is my first episode on Crystal Corner with Cosmic Coffee. Super excited about it. So, first off, I wasn't really, it was kind of obvious according to my profile picture which crystal that I wanted to start with. And I chose to start with Amethyst as my first crystal on this new YouTube channel. So get your drink, get cozy with me, and let's talk. I want to talk about Amethyst and some really cool properties and interesting things that I discovered studying it. Now, I've known, of course, the basics of a lot of crystals, the way, a few people do. But I'm also fascinated when I can learn some different history that not a lot of people know. That is my favorite part about learning, is that there's always something more to learn. And that's what this channel is about. On this channel, Cosmic Coffee 4444, we have a Stardust Spritz energy check-in. We have the Crystal Corner with Cosmic Coffee. And we have some other episodes that we will be doing as well, but we are going to be starting with these two types of episodes so I can get into the swing of things as we go. And just starting the new channel in general, I want to be able to make sure that the scheduling works and I get down the basics of it. So hello, David, how are you? David, what is your favorite crystal? What is your favorite crystal? We are going to be learning about amethyst today. Do you like amethyst? Have you ever had an amethyst? Oh, said say hi. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to get started. This is amethyst. So amethyst is a beautiful crystal that comes in variations of purple. Amethyst comes in the pale lavender shades all the way to a deep, rich, royal purple. This beautiful large specimen sits next to my bed. Love purple. Purple's been a huge favorite color of mine forever. My bedroom was purple when I was 14, and my bedding was purple. I've always loved purple. I do have blue lace agate. Is that one of your favorites? That's a very soft stone. It has such a comforting feeling to it. Today, for my first episode on Crystal Corner, we are doing amethyst. So listen, does everybody have your coffee mug? Do you have your afternoon tea or your chocolate milk? Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go? I got some really cool information I want to share about it. I love the bands on it. Oh, on agate, the way that the white swirls, so pretty. Oh, I love amethyst. Yes. So we're going to get started on this beautiful crystal. So I am very squirrel minded. I'm always distracted. So I do have to keep myself in order. So I wrote several notes down. So stick with me. Everybody joining, hello. Thank you for joining. This is my first ever episode of Crystal Corner with Cosmic Coffee. If you could please hit the thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you do not miss any future episodes of Crystal Corner. I also have a Stardust Spritz energy check-in where I will be pulling a card every week for each zodiac sign just to try to get an idea of motivation for you or help you figure out kind of what's going on in your current energy. All right, so here we go. First up on Crystal Corner, our first episode, amethyst. Now amethyst, as I said, comes in a light lavender color all the way to a deep royal purple. It is created over millions and millions of years, and it's a combination of iron and natural radiation. When I found out what it was made of, I thought, wait a minute, is that safe? Yes, it is safe. It is safe. Okay, so from the science standpoint, amethyst is absolutely safe to handle, to wear, to sleep next to. There's no problems with the crystal whatsoever. But the forming of the crystal for millions of years in the earth are made with natural radiation from the earth and with iron and trace amounts of it. So I found that really fascinating. It is a 7 on the hardness Mohs scale. So it's a pretty hefty hard stone. Certain fragile stones, for instance, are like opal. They're very sensitive, very soft. So you have to be careful with them. But amethyst is on the harder side of your crystals. All right, so we have the radiation is no longer being emitted when the stone is created. So the stone's done, the process has happened, you're safe and you're good to go. Oh, thank you so much. Dakota, thank you. Oh, thank you, Abdul. So I have some awesome stories to tell you about amethyst I've never heard. So I have watched shows on crystals, all different types, for a very long time, for a few years now, and I have never once heard some of these stories. So I'm really excited to share them with you. First off, for the metaphysical properties. So as you know, if you go to a crystal store, you can normally find a little card with a crystal, and it tells you what part of the body is affected as far as your chakras with that specific crystal. And amethyst affects the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. So it's more in the head. What zodiac signs, hi Cushy, what zodiac signs deal with the head? Does anybody know? Which zodiac signs, write it in the comments. Which zodiac signs get in their head a lot? Anyone? No one? Cancer? Nope. Anyone else? Just spit something. Anybody? So there are 4 different elements when it comes to the zodiac signs. You have your fire signs, which are all about passion. You have your earth signs, which are very grounded, okay? You have your fire signs, which are very, wait, did I do fire signs? Fire signs, very passionate. Earth signs, very grounded. Water signs, very emotional. But you have your air signs that are all in the head. So David, Gemini, absolutely is one of them. So one thing about air signs is they rule the mind. And so that will be your Aquarius, your Geminis, and your Libras. They are always constantly in their head. We tend to be, I'm an Aquarius, so we tend to be called an overthinker. And that is all that encompasses being in your mind. So amethyst is a fantastic stone for anybody who gets up in their head a lot. All right. That's why it rules the crown and the third eye chakra. Now, metaphysical effects have been spoken of for ages and believed all the way back to ancient times. Some of those effects are protection from negative energy. Pretty much every crystal has that. Some tend to be believed to have more protection than others. I've noticed a lot of black crystals. Almost every single type of black crystal has more protection. It's like main goal is protection. Amethyst has protection, but it also has several other properties to it. It has the ability to calm a chaotic mind. ease your stress. So these are fantastic also to keep next to your bed. This crystal sits right next to my bed on my bedside table. It's supposed to calm your mind and also help you sleep better at night. Because all crystals are high vibrational, it brings the energy and the vibration up while you're sleeping. And that's going to give your body a more relaxed atmosphere to sleep in. So that's automatically beneficial. If you can put a crystal and plants in your bedroom, baby, you'll be sleeping good. It's going to be a great night. It promotes emotional balance. So if you are a Pisces, if you are a Cancer, if you are a Scorpio, emotional signs that are water signs, if you're a Libra, all about balance, this stone will be very good at balancing that aspect out too. So instead of being too anxious or too depressed, it vibrates at a frequency that brings you to that frequency. When you are around the stone, its high vibrational energy frequency radiates around it. So with being within that close proximity, it is believed that your vibrational energy will start to flow along with the crystal. So for instance, here's the crystal energy. Here you are. And when the stone is around you, it sort of brings you higher and you begin to flow on that high vibrational energy together. Hi, hello everybody, welcome. I'm a Cancer. It would probably be a great stone for you, Phoenix. My frequency is FM. If you guys are joining for the first time, please make sure to subscribe. All right, here we are. So it is also meant to enhance intuition because it rules the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. It is said to enhance intuition. It encourages the sleep, as I mentioned, and it supports spiritual reflection. So for people who like to meditate, if you like to meditate, amethyst is a very common stone that people keep around them during meditation because it can bring that relaxation mode to them along with the balanced energy. And when you're balanced, you can meditate better. Some temporary, more rare experiences that people have claimed to have with the crystal are vivid dreams, unusually relaxation, like emotions, heightened emotions during meditation, and mentally feeling clear. Just by having the crystal around, you can have this overwhelming sense of clarity. All right. So they are found in Brazil, Zambia, South Korea, Russia, India, Mexico, Canada, the United States, and Uruguay. Uruguay? I hope I said that right. Brazil and oh, it's like saying the word fork. Stiff fork. Uruguay. No. Okay. Uruguay are famous for giant cathedral geodes. So there is one called the Empress of Uruguay. It was the largest amethyst geode ever found in 2007, and it is 2.5 tons. That's how 5,500 pounds this thing weighs. It is 10 feet and 8 inches tall. It is the size of an SUV or a small young elephant, or reference to my channel, 55,000 coffee mugs. It took them 3 months to carefully dig out the crystal to try to conserve as much of the specimen as possible. They sliced off the top and left the bottom half in the stone and dug around purposely to keep it within its same atmosphere that it was grown within. But the specimen is not for sale, but if it was at $190,000 for this crystal, but the price is possibly even more now because the crystal has gotten so popular. You can see this crystal I believe it's in Australia, and you can stand next to it and have your photo taken with it. But unfortunately, someone decided to break a chunk the size of a tennis ball off of the inside of the crystal. And for doing that, the crystal has very heavy security around it now. And it's very important for them to keep the crystal as protected as possible. There's always someone, you know. Why? You're not that special that you get to take part of the crystal and no one else does. They ruined it. I was sad when I heard that. I was very sad about that story. But it is in Queensland, Australia. The newest specimen that was found recently, 16 feet tall. The thing is as tall as like a basketball hoop. It's huge. And that's the newest one. Now, amethyst, again, this is amethyst. This is the stone we're going over for all of you just joining. It comes in a light lavender, like my sweatshirt, all the way to like a deep royal purple. Hello, everybody joining. That's why we can't have nice things. That is right. Rude. The zodiac signs affiliated with amethyst are Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius. Each zodiac sign has specific reasons why an amethyst is good for it. But we will go deeper into that when we start doing our zodiac sessions on my Cosmic Connections episodes. And then the planets are Jupiter and Neptune that it rules. The ancient uses were for scepters, jewelry, amulets, scarabs, and crowns. And it was once considered as valuable as rubies and sapphires. Amethyst used to be very rare until they uncovered like the large quantities of it. So before the 1700s, amethyst was used for only kings, queens, and rich noblemen could purchase amethyst. Nobody else could afford amethyst back then. It was considered one of the cardinal stones alongside diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. It is symbolized for wisdom, along with purity, humility, and devotion. And it's kind of funny, if you guys watched my Stardust Spritz energy check-in, amethyst rules Pisces. It's one of their stones. And I believe Pisces just got the wisdom card for this week's energy check-in. And amethyst is known as the wisdom crystal. So that's pretty fascinating. I just put that together right now. Thank you for the hearts in the chat. Everybody, if you are here, I really appreciate your time. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Again, this is Cosmic Coffee 4444. And if you could hit the hearts, that would be great. If you would like to subscribe, I'd love to see you on my next episodes. Let's get back to it. Amethyst is a popular stone traditionally worn by bishops as well. The purple, navy blue has a very royal feeling to it. So when you do think of amethyst, you can picture bishops and kings and just people in a royal court. That is absolutely something that they would have adorning their body with the jewelry. The word amethyst, this story is fascinating. So Of all the crystal episodes on Amethyst that I've ever seen, I've never seen anyone speak about the actual history story of where the name and Amethyst came from. So it came from the Greek word amethystos, which means not intoxicated. Now, if you know about amethyst, they've always mentioned amethyst is an anti-intoxication crystal. It's supposed to help someone who has drinking issues, or they said that in the 1800s, they used to use amethyst and put it in the bottom of the goblets of like an alcoholic to keep them sober while they drank. But where did that story come from? So I've only heard those parts of the amethyst crystal story with the alcohol. But why? Why amethyst? Why alcohol? Like, where did it come from? Okay. I just found out and I'm so excited. I thought it was awesome when I heard the story. I mean, it sucks for her, but it was an awesome story. So here we go. So Dionysus, the god of wine, became very angry one day because he was insulted. So when he was insulted, he was like, screw humans. The next human I see, I am going to like put revenge on that person. There was a young woman named Amethyst who was walking to go worship the goddess Artemis. And when the interaction happened, the goddess Artemis protected Amethyst by turning her into a beautiful crystal stone statue to protect her from the revenge from Dionysus, the god of wine. When he realized what he did and what he caused, he felt so much regret that he poured his wine onto the beautiful crystal statue to turn her into a beautiful purple colored crystal. So I thought that was a fascinating story I had never heard before, and I love knowledge. So I was tickled pink. I was like, oh, I got a little piece of something new. So I found that was absolutely amazing. I found that to be such a neat story that I'd never heard from anyone who has ever explained amethyst before. So you're welcome. Now you know, and you can be like, well, guess what I know? So moving on. It is to protect from drunkenness, and wine goblets were even made out of amethyst in the past. Ironically, today I wanted to check up just to see if they're still out there. Guess what? You can find an amethyst wine goblet on Etsy. They have hand-carved amethyst wine goblets on Etsy. That doesn't mean leave me and go buy an amethyst wine goblet. You can wait until my episode is over. So, and it's almost over. So then you can go buy your goblets. So, here's a couple reminders about amethyst. Now, I have seen people try to sell amethyst in all different shades, beautiful pieces at flea markets. You can't leave amethyst in the sun. The purple stones will start to fade in the sun, and they'll fade. You'll lose your violet, you'll lose the intensity of the purple of the stone. So you have to be sure not to put an amethyst in direct sunlight, especially for long periods of time. So don't bring your amethyst to the flea market, okay? Heat turns amethyst to orange and yellow, and that's what creates citrine. So a lot of the citrine crystals that are purchased nowadays are literally just your amethyst heat treated. That's it. So I don't know if there's a way for you to get, I don't know if that is exactly what citrine is, or if there's natural citrine within the earth that you can get it that way. And it was probably heated amethyst. It was probably amethyst at one point that was turned and heated. So what they're doing is they're mass producing citrine by just heating up chunks of amethyst. So there you go. It is the February birthstone. Fun little story. I am a January baby, so it always said that garnet was my birthstone. And for Christmas one year, I mean, this should show you how little this person knew about me. For Christmas one year, my boyfriend at the time, I think I was like in my early 20s, he bought me a whole set, amethyst bracelet, amethyst necklace, amethyst earrings, and purple was my favorite color. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I loved it. It was gorgeous. And someone in his family was like, oh, that's really pretty. Were you born in February? I go, oh, and he goes, it's her birthstone. And I was like, no, it's not. Garnet is. And he goes, oh. And I'm like, oh, you thought it was my birthstone? So yeah, there was a whole thing there. It was an awkward moment, just for a moment, but it really makes you wonder if that person just didn't really pay attention to me. And here we are. Hello, welcome, Assam. So it is the February birthstone, okay? Just so everyone's clear. In tradition, amethyst is the 6th year wedding stone. So that is something you might want to get someone, if you've been married and you're going on your 6th year anniversary, you can get them an amethyst necklace or earrings. That is the stone for being married for 6 years. So whether you see amethyst as a beautiful piece from nature, whether you just think it's pretty because it's sparkly, or whether you just love the color purple, I think crystals are fascinating. So I'm so glad you were able to be with me today on Crystal Corner with Cosmic Coffee. And I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the stories. What is everybody's, Etsy's great. What is everybody's favorite crystal? And we can see if I can get some ideas for my future episodes. I wanted to do amethyst today because this is one of the larger pieces that I have. I have 3 large, like to me they're large pieces. I have amethyst, I have a geode, and I have a hematite. My hematite is my largest piece. I've been very drawn to hematite, and I never realized it's an Aquarius crystal. So when I looked up hematite, and I found that it was very good for Aquarius, I was like, well, that resonates. Hello, they are. Great job, Angel. Thank you, David. So if you guys have any requests for an upcoming crystal episode, please write it in the comments below. I do read all the comments, and I can get working on the episodes for you guys. Again, this is Cosmic Coffee 4444. Thank you so much for joining. If you don't have a cozy little mug that you like to sip on and hang out with me and listen to fun little stories, then get one. Go find a mug that speaks to your soul and get on your cozy PJs or whatever you want to wear, and join me for my Stardust Spritz energy check-ins on Mondays, and feel free to join me for my Crystal Corner episodes. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic evening.